Okay, so we'll start. So in the last class, we had seen how to set up the storage uh, in a cluster for two nodes in a cluster. So this storage that we have created using the SCSI server and SCSI client, and it is being available as part of the uh, storage network. So as SCSI is a storage area network, so this storage that we have allocated or we have reserved in this SCSI server becomes available for the clients, and which will also be participating in the cluster. So that's what we had seen. So today we'll start with looking at how to set up a pacemaker high availability cluster. So this is what we are going to set up. We are going to see today. So the first okay. So the setup we may involves a lot of steps. So we are going to go one after another. So first thing is we will have to install the required things. So that will this is already done. So we have taken care of that, and um, this all both these commands, so all of that is taken care. So next one is actually enabling the firewall to so once we have this package downloaded, we may have to install using the pacemaker, PCS, fence agents, all PCP, zero conf. So these are the things that we may have to install in our system to have the HA cluster working. So once that is installed, we may have to give the firewall configuration to allow the high availability. So the service is add service high availability, and we may have to reload the firewall to get this cluster um, available to the nodes. So cluster communication is available to the nodes. Okay, and cluster needs a username password. So we need to set up a username password. So when you install this, it create a username by name HA cluster. So you may have to give the password for that. You can provide the password like pass WD HA cluster, and it will prompt you to enter the password, and you can re-enter the password again. So that will have the username set, username credential set for the HA cluster. This is mainly being used for operating the cluster from the GUI. So there's a GUI interface as well, which is available for the pacemaker cluster. So we can make use of the GUI as well to configure the cluster. So this username password is being used over there. Okay, so next thing is we need to enable the PCS service. The thing is the command to do that is systemctl start PCS daemon and systemctl enable PCSD. So these commands will enable the PCS service.
And at the node, all nodes, we have to repeat this one, Alex, right?
Sorry, Safi, all
We have
nodes.
to repeat this on all nodes if we want to make part of cluster, like node 1, node 2.
Yeah. So that all that is now coming up, Shafi. So
Okay.
we need to next one is to add the nodes. So
Mm-hmm.
authorizing the nodes. So this is what the main command. So we need to authorize the command, authorize the nodes to be part of the cluster, and this is what is the command that which does that: host authenticate, and we should have a domain name for each of the nodes. I have given the domain name as sent node 1 for the node 1, and my domain name is chosen.local. Next one is sent node 2, and domain name is chosen.local. So these two nodes I'm authorizing, and so make sure that all of the nodes are communicating. So and then we have to give this command to authorize these nodes to form a cluster. So that's this is a command to do that. It will prompt to enter the HA cluster credentials, after which it will be authorized. So it will ask for the cluster credential. So HA cluster, the credential that we had just given, the password. So we'll have to enter the password, and it'll form a cluster, and we may have to give a name for the cluster. And the name we can give like this. This is the command cluster setup chosen hyphen cluster. So this is the name that I given, chosen cluster. So this is a name, and I'm saying start send node on both nodes are given, and I'm forcing it to start send node 1 chosen dot local, send node 2 chosen dot local, and I'm forcing to start both of them together, and then enabling them all, so that this comes up by default whenever I power on the system. And after it's enabled, so I can just go ahead and give PCS cluster status, which will give the status of the cluster. And for the time being, to avoid, so I've given set stoneith enable is equal to false. This is a command. So I'll explain what stoneith later, because stoneith cannot be simulated in my demo environment. So I have disabled this. So now in this slide, we have authenticated two nodes, and we have created a cluster with these two nodes, and we have given them a name, and we have brought all of the nodes, that is both of these nodes, to up, and then we should be able to see both of these nodes coming up successfully. Okay, so the next one is adding cluster resources. So we will have to, if you remember in the first, in the last class, we had seen the we can have multiple resources, or basically the resources should be available at all times. So that's the intention of this cluster. So we have to define the resources that we would like to have it available. So that's what we are going to do now. So adding cluster resources. So the first step is to, so in this case, actually I'm going to demo it by giving the HTTP server. So I'm going to have a web service in the cluster, and I want to have this web service available in the cluster. So at all times, I would like to have this web service available, uh, whatever happens. So that's is the thing that I've taken. So like this, we can have database service and many other service we can define in our cluster to make it available, highly available for all the cluster nodes. Okay, so first step is to enable the HTTP nodes. Both the nodes, we may have to install the HTTPD, which is Apache web server. So the command is yum install -y HTTPD. That will install the HTTP server for us, and we may have to enable them, both of them, and edit the web page server's log rotate configuration to tell not to use the system as a cluster resource, so that it doesn't use the system to reload the server. There's a command there. So basically, after having this have Apache web server installed uh, in the nodes, basically these web server would be normally managed by the system daemon of the specific server. So in this case, we would like to have this control of this web server, not by the system daemon but by the cluster. So we would like to have the few commands we may have to give, given this commands here. So so those commands we have to give, so that the control or the management of the web service would be done by the cluster uh, instead of the system daemon. So that's the second step. And once we are done, so we can create a logical volume in the shared disk, and we can update the website. So whichever website that we have, so we have a um, basically a small HTML page that I have, so we can update it, and then add the firewall rule to allow the HTTPD, and then we have to unmount it. So unmount it. So now the web pages or the website is available in the shared disk now, and we have allowed the HTTP to a service running on the cluster, and we may have to add these three things: file system, virtual IP, and Apache Web Service. Apache Web Service is what just now we are told. So apart from that, we will have to have the file system. File system is the common storage which is required for the web service, and then we will have to have the virtual IP. Virtual IP is also is an IP through which we can have the service available all time. Okay, so pretty much that's all. So I have not given exactly the commands. Maybe in the slide when I share it, so I'll give the exact commands to all of this. For all of this, I'll add in the slide the commands that we have to enable uh, in the thing. So once that is done, so we can see the web page coming up in the cluster floating IP or the virtual IP. So we can have we can test the failover scenario by putting one of the nodes in a standby, and then we can check whether the web service is still available for the active, and we can see the active uh, able to see have this web service available. So we can quickly see that. I'll show that in a demo. Is there any doubts so far? Before getting to
It's okay, Alex. Yes, as of now, theoretically is okay, but we expect to go through all this installation step by step, right?
steps, okay, so I'll
Yeah. Because it's theory, yes, in slides, yes, we can read it, we can understand this one, but the important is the steps execution for both the nodes.
Okay.
And of course, there can be some abnormal behavior, then how we can check, how we can troubleshoot, and so on.
Yeah. Okay, so this is a command that I told. So this cluster creation is all done. So
Cluster creation is done now. You run it already?
yes, cluster creation is done. So if you give PC status, I have two nodes in the list. That is node 1, which is this, node 2, which is this. Both of these things are there as part of the cluster, and the name of the cluster is chosen hyphen cluster. This is the name of the cluster that I had given, and there are three resources which are configured. These three resources are basically, one is the file system, the next one is the virtual IP address, and the third one is the Apache. So these three things are available as part of the cluster resources.
But this was created offline.
Yes. Yes, Shafi, because it's already done. So yeah, that's what I was saying. So I can give the steps one by one, because we may have to destroy it, and then we may have to create it. You want to do that? Do you want to do that?
Because in training, normally in training, we expect to go through all this. I mean, we say that we will not do it parallelly on our, let's say, hardware because of lack of availability, but at least we will be able to witness when you are doing this. This was the expected, or this is expected, let's say, during the training. But okay, it's now, it will be like, going through the slides only and steps. This one will be giving a different impression of, it's not, it will not give you a like training impression, no? I mean, normally we are supposed to do with you.
Yeah, so that will be good actually. If you have another
Yes.
setup, it will be good, because sometimes what happens is it takes time to set it up and it doesn't work. It took at least for
Yeah.
some time for me
Agree
to,
with, yeah, agree with you. But
if
this
I
is what
just
we want to experience or during this training also. You know, like after everything is set up, it will be like just witnessing this. Oh, this was done. This was done. Yes, but the important like essence of our training is that we witness how it is going and if any problems coming, how we can check it and so on.
So, Shafi, is there a possibility to have some servers at your end? Because I can help you do that. So that will be a very best training that you can get.
Yeah, but this was when we discussed in the beginning of training. We say this infra will not be. We were expecting this with Acte. The infra will be there for us to work on this infra as we discussed as a practical session. But there was a discussion. Okay, this infra is not there and so on. And we say okay, by the minimum, we will witness what Alex will be doing in the training as part of installation. But now we are
No,
ending up as part of only slide witnessing, like presentation only. This will
no.
be
The
no.
thing
Yeah.
is, my laptop is very limited space. That's the issue.
Yeah,
I
no
don't have.
problem. But what
Uh,
you have done now, like what you have done
so,
offline, normally we
uh,
expect you to do it online so that we can
oh,
witness it.
okay. So you want me to destroy it completely now? Okay, if you want to do that, I'll do that. But before that, I'll show it to you how
No
it's
problem. But
working
this is the
now.
main like essence for
Uh,
us for the training. You have to witness and to troubleshoot, understand the troubleshooting, what can be done at what stage and so on. That's why we have like
mm,
40 plus classes, 40 or 45 classes to give enough time for all this activity.
mhm.
But otherwise, we will end up now only kind of checking the presentation only. So we will not learn or at least witness the troubleshooting part.
Okay, what you want me to do, Shafi? So I'll do that. So you let me know.
Yeah, if you can go like practical installation on your node, and then I think uh, this will be like at minimum what we will be expecting or sticking to what we discussed in the beginning of let's say sessions. We will
So
witness
you want to start from
as
the
the
installation?
steps. Yeah, I think it will. This is what we are requesting.
You want to do it? I mean, you want me to
Yeah,
destroy
like a fresh
completely?
installation, like a fresh installation. Maybe if not the enough space to create a new VM. If you have a
Hmm.
space, it's very good. You can create a new
No, no,
VM,
no,
then we
no,
can
no.
start from this.
I can show you my status
Mm.
of my PC configuration. So see, it's completely red.
Mm. Otherwise,
So
yeah,
this
we need
one.
to override this one. Yeah, maybe we can take a copy of this one outside, so we can start setting up VM.
Mm. So you mean to say you need to create a new VM? So VM will take more time. So
But to
so
go through this installation, let's say
no, first
pacemaker installation.
uh, pacemaker installation. Thing is, actually, I already have 5 VMs running, so that's why it is overloaded already.
Mm.
It's not able to manage when it's going to die. I don't know.
Mm.
Beyond
Maybe the only
its
option is to
ability.
destroy this one.
See, do you see my
Maybe.
memory state?
Yeah, we
C
saw
is
it, but
C is in
I can
red.
see
D is
this.
almost this. E
Agree
is
with you.
this.
Yes.
So
Yes.
only this much only I have. So I'm just wondering how to else to do it. I have other VMs like RHEL.
Alex, at least okay, we can destroy the cluster and recreate. No need to build a new VM.
Destroy a cluster and create. Okay.
Because
Okay.
this section was main for us. Only to understand these concepts we opted for this training.
Okay. Okay. So then I'll okay, I'll
Because
destroy
this is
this.
more like existing setup for us.
Okay, okay. Okay, so I will remove all the configuration
Yeah,
and
no
then
need
I
to create a new VM. At least you can just destroy this cluster and recreate.
recreate. Okay. Okay, let me then destroy it. Okay, so now these two nodes, three nodes are there. So first is VM1. So if you see the configuration, this is 172.15.0.11. It's 15.0.12. So this is the next node, and VM3. This is not as this is not there as part of the cluster. This is the ISKC server. You see here, you can see it is 172.15.0.17. So this is the ISKC server, and mm, LSPLK.
Alex, now you are starting from where you have shared quorum already created.
I'm starting from creating the cluster. So I have current status IceCase server is running. IceCase clients are sharing the disk.
Okay, so the
So you
the
want, I
disk
mean, disk is
share is
available.
already created. Yeah.
Share is already created,
Okay.
and so if you want to see the share, mm, there's a share. There's a IceCase server, and there's a LUN which is being created, and this LUN is being shared with these two nodes. And this LUN is present in. I have created a disk of 5G, 5G, 5
Okay.
gig, 5 gig space, and this is the space I have created in the IceCase server, and in the
Okay.
clients, these IceCase server's storage location is visible in both the nodes, and I have created a logical volume in both the nodes. So in the IceCase server, it is in SDB, and in the nodes, it is in SDC.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so that's where we are in. So we'll now the storage is available for us now. So now I'll just try to install this in the nodes. Already installed my case. Same thing you may need to install over here as well. Okay, so because this is a local repository, I have actually tweaked it because that was also using the HTTP server. So I had tweaked this. So please, you need to speak up in case if you do not understand. I don't know, but I'm trying to set up the local repository for getting the node to install the things. So it has to take the packages from the master repository master. So I had taken a backup of the uh, root directory of the web server to have this because the cluster service is also being demonstrated based on the web service. So I had moved it and taken a backup earlier. So that was the thing I'm trying to do now. I think I made some mistake in the master repository server. I think I may need to fix this. I'll fix it later. You want me to fix it now for you? Then I need to do some research and do it. I
So
looks like I have
now,
corrupted one file.
now, yeah.
Looks
Now
like
I
you
understand you got stuck with
this repo md
Yeah.
XML file looks
One
like
person at the front
it's
office.
removed.
Obviously, I hope they will find it.
in that case. Maybe we can close today's session.
Yeah, okay. Okay, we'll close today's
Yeah,
session.
we will
Probably we'll
because
do it.
this one we would like to focus. This is our main criteria for the course.
Okay, okay, fine, no problem. So we'll focus only on this then going forward.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so we'll plan like this. So, is there anything else that you would like to cover beyond this? Because I have another training from March. That is from 1 week time. So I have another training. So I need to finish whatever is there for you. So that's my plan. Is there anything else that you would like to cover apart from this?
No, but we have a commitment for 45 classes, right? So you will finish it before that.
30 classes until 30 classes. That's a commitment that I have. So that's what is the commitment.